do not know how to drive a manual, if you got restrictions on your CDL, you is not a real trucker. I don't care how long you been trucking. Now, I don't know who dropped this, who left it like this, who put this right here. This is the reason why I get so many comments saying, oh, you're not a real trucker. Real truckers wouldn't do this. Why? You know what? I have come to the conclusion myself to realize I am not a real trucker. What it do, truckers? Hey man, I know it's been a minute. I actually haven't been to work, haven't been driving for about 3 weeks, probably since the last video I put out due to medical purposes. But you know, we got that taken care of and we back. In this video right here, I want to do a ride along, but you know, I like to have some substance with my videos. I like to talk to y'all about things that I see, that I hear that may be going on in the trucking industry or the trucking world or social media trucking or whatever you want to call it. And I've come to realize from watching all of these trucking videos, trucking news, listening to older truckers, to newer truckers, I came to the realization is I'm not a real trucker. And we're going to get into all of that throughout the video. So y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to do a ride along. I'm going to take y'all with me. We got 3 drops tonight going West Georgia. No, going East Georgia, I'm sorry. Coming back west. And the final drop is actually close to the terminal. So throughout those 3 drops, I'm going to talk to y'all about why do I feel like I'm not a real trucker, or maybe it isn't what I feel, it's what I am being told from truckers in the comments, truckers on other platforms, truckers in general, why I am not a real trucker. And from what I'm hearing, you may not be a real trucker neither. So you may be in the same boat I am. So stick around for the video. Let's do our pre-trip. Let's hit the rail, y'all, man. Let's get it. Shout out to JB Hunt for having a fuel island on the yard. But fueling up just made me realize one of the main reasons that I'm not a trucker, right? Not a real trucker. It's because when I go get fuel, I say I'm going to get gas. I did not know that was so frowned upon to say, yeah, I got to stop and get some gas. If you say you got to stop and get some gas around a real trucker, oh man, they gonna toot their nose up at you. They gonna look at you crazy. And they're gonna have the audacity to correct you and tell you, oh, you're going to fuel up. You're not going to get gas. It's not gas, it's fuel. And I'm like, what the hell is the damn difference? Gas, fuel, diesel, premium, octane, what's the difference? They all at the same pump. They all at the same pump. One pump is green, the other one is black. One pump is diesel, the other one is premium, regular, or unleaded. But to me, they're all gasoline. One just may be diesel, they just all different types of gasoline. But if you are around a real trucker and you tell that trucker, all right, man, have a good day, I gotta gas up. You say gas up around them, I promise you this, they gonna feel some type of way about that. They might radio one of their buddies and be like, guess what, man, I just ran into this newbie, doesn't know what he's doing, you know, had a slight conversation with him. And you know what he said, Johnny? What did he say, Billy? He said he's going to gas up. What did this guy doesn't know is fuel? It's fuel? Shut the fuck up, bro. It's gas, goddamn it. It's gas. y'all, so we got a bit of a situation. So I found my container, doing my pre-trip, and can y'all see that? The container is sitting on top of the lock. Now, I don't know who dropped this, who left it like this, who put this right here, but yeah, that's a no-go. So this right here gonna put a little delay in our run, because now we gotta go find one of these, one of the guys that's working the crane, and have him basically pick the container up and put it on there correctly. But before I go do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of my walk around, the rest of my pre-trip done before I take it over there. Hopefully there's no long wait, there's no line over there. So type of things us fake truckers do when we out here trying to handle our business, you know what I'm saying? I'd be lying if I told y'all I wasn't nervous trying to get this container over here to this crane. Whoever put it into that spot, it was a real tight spot. If you work in real yard, man, you know, like trying to, when there ain't no too many open slots, man, it be a real tight squeeze trying to bag them containers into them spots. And I guess that's what it was for this one. So trying to get it out, you know, I had to wiggle it a little bit to make sure it get out. And I had to keep in mind that the container is off track with the lock. So I'm constantly, you know, going slow, probably going like 5-6 miles an hour. And I'm constantly looking at my mirror, trying to make sure this thing don't shift in no type of way, because if it do, I'ma stop. And let me show y'all. Let me see if I can zoom in for y'all. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see them, but down now is where the crane's at. That's where the crane's at. As y'all can see that they got the cranes up in the air. That's why I gotta go. So it's a straight shot from here, but I'm still nervous. I ain't never had to deal with a container that was off track this bad. So even though it's a straight shot to where I'm going to, cause they right down here probably like 200 yards. I ain't never had to deal with a crane that was off track this bad, to where it's sitting on top of the lock. Now the back locks are good. I got them to lock in. You know, this side over here where the lock is off track at, I couldn't get that lock over there to go in. So it's no line down here. So should be a quick little pick up, adjust, drop it back down, and I should be headed towards Covington, Georgia. I think it's Covington, Georgia. It's going out that way. I know when I come back, I gotta stop in Conyers. So it's some circle. Y'all might know what I'm talking about if y'all work in a motor in Atlanta. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So right now, the only weird thing is about this is, I don't know if I go all the way down there to where the crane, to where they are, which I don't think I do. So I'm finna park right here and let them know what my situation is, cause I ain't never went down that far. I always stop like up in this area right here. So I'm about to stop right here. Then I'm about to go down there to where they at and see if they'll come down here and get me right. All right, y'all, so we got this situation knocked out easy. Once the guy came with the crane, it took him like maybe 2 minutes But as soon as I leave the rail yard, this is what happens. I run into a train right outside the Fairman rail yard. So, due to the fact that we got a little time, and due to the situation that just happened, it leads me to my second reason for why I am not a real trucker. Real truckers don't ask for help. Did y'all know that? Yeah. Real truckers do not ask for help. If you need help backing and you get out and ask for help, you are not a real trucker. You need to go back to a warehouse job. You need to go back to fast food. You need to go back wherever you came from if you do not know how to bag, says the real truckers. Now, I had to ask the guy with the crane to help adjust my container so I can get on the road, right? That's the same thing as asking another driver if they can spot me if I need help bagging into a tight spot. Well, maybe it's not even a tight spot. If you're new and you're still learning, I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking for help. But real trucker says that is not what real truckers do. They do not get out and ask for help. If you get out and ask for help as a truck driver, you are not a real trucker. Now, do I agree with that? No, but that's why I'm not a real, I'm sorry about that. That's why I'm not a real trucker. Real truckers don't get out and ask for help. Have I gotten out and asked for help when I'm bagging? Yeah, a few times. I'm almost 2 years in. And yeah, I done got into certain areas to where I was like, man, I can't figure this one out. So I get out, ask a driver, hey, listen, if you don't want me to tear your truck up or tear his truck up, can one of y'all please spot me? I'm having a difficult time with bagging this container, trailer, reefer, whatever I'm carrying. I'm having trouble bagging this into that spot, that dock, or wherever I'm trying to bag into. But real truckers do not get out and ask for help. They'll be out there 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes until they figure it out on their own. Knowing doggone well they need help with a spot. They need a spotter to help them out. But hey, man, that is why I am not a real trucker. And neither are you. If you get out and ask for help, you're not a real trucker, says the real truckers. So, due to the situation that I have just came across with the container, I had to get out and ask for help. Now, I could not record it because I guess he was a rail yard manager or somebody. He saw me with the camera around my neck and he was like, hey, you can't record it. I'm like, I'm not recording, it's just around my neck. He was like, I can see myself in the video. Just because you can see yourself in the video does not mean I am recording. That just means the camera is on. But, shout out to the guy that was on the crane, man. He helped me out. It took two minutes. It took 2 minutes for him to adjust the container. It took me 2 minutes to exit the rail yard, and it took me 10 seconds. No, not even 10 seconds. It took me 3 seconds to run into this train. So, yeah. All right, trucker, we just got finished dropping our first load, picking up our empty, and we about to head out to the next load pickup. And before we do that, let me get into the other reason why I am not a real trucker. I do not know how to drive a manual. I know. If you do not know how to drive a manual, if you got restrictions on your CDL, you is not a real trucker. I don't care how long you've been trucking, how many trucks you done drove. If you only can drive an automatic, you are what they call a steering wheel holder. A steering wheel holder. I'm country. That's all you is. You're not a real trucker. If you don't know how to drive a 10-speed, 12-speed, 18-speed, 136-speed, if you don't know how to drive none of those, you are not a real trucker. So I guess I am not a real trucker. And my truck is governed. And do y'all know what that means? If you're not a real trucker, that means you cannot ride in the middle lane. Stay your ass out that middle lane if your truck is governed, because all of the real truckers are coming through. Move, bitch. Get out the way. If I see you on the highway, get the fuck out of my way. That's all the real truckers gonna tell you. So guess what? My truck is governed. I work for a company. It doesn't go over 65 unless I hit a nice little hill and we coasting. But other than that, I'm a steering wheel holder. I am not a real trucker. So, with that being said, let me grab this empty. We about to go to our second location, pick that up, head back to the family rail yard. All right. Just dropped off my second load on my way to pick up. Well, I pick up my third load from here and take it like 20 miles away from here. That'd be my last load for the night. But that brings me to my, third, fourth reason, whatever, or why I am not a real trucker. I drive a day cab. If you drive a day cab, go home every night, do local loads, you are not a real trucker. I am not a real trucker. Real truckers will tell you this. You're supposed to live on the road, live in your truck, stay away from your family for weeks and months at a time. You're supposed to know how to use a physical map. You're supposed to have your log book ready. You're supposed to be living the trucker lifestyle if you're gonna get into this industry. That's the rules. I didn't make them up, they did. This is the reason why I get so many comments saying, oh, you're not a real trucker. Real truckers wouldn't do this. Why? You know what? I have come to the conclusion myself to realize I am not a real trucker. I am not. I'm not for that lifestyle. I'm not with that lifestyle. Unhealthy lifestyle, I'm not with. You know what I'm saying? Solitary lifestyle for weeks and months at a time, I'm not with. Being away from my family weeks and months at a time, I am not with that. Living out of a truck, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I kind of do miss being OTR a little bit. I do. I used to like traveling, going over the road, sightseeing, different sceneries, touching different states and cities, different days, different nights. I did like the truck stops. I really did like it. But I didn't get into this for the lifestyle of being a trucker. I got into this because it was something that I wanted to do. The money was there, the opportunity was there, and I actually like driving. So if me not living on the road, not having a manual map, not having a atlas book, a map book that I know how to read it, but then again, I probably don't know how to read it. But I know I got my Garmin, I know I got my Google map, I know I got that, and that ain't gonna never shut down. So due to those facts alone, I have come to the conclusion is I'm not a real trucker. And that ain't up to my discretion. That is to the trucker lifestyle discretion. And if you doesn't fit any of the criteria that I just named, then you're in the same boat as me. You ain't a real trucker neither. All right, y'all, we made it back safe and sound. It is currently 4:56 in the morning. I started around 7 p.m. And to end this video, I'm gonna give y'all my last reason for why I am not a real trucker. Simply is because I don't give a damn to be one. I didn't get in trucking for the lifestyle. I got into trucking for the opportunity. And if anybody else is out there watching this video and feel like just because they don't fit in with the trucker lifestyle that they are not a real trucker, listen, remember why you got into this and stick with that. Everything else will come to you later, you know what I'm saying? And if you made it this far in the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out there on that road. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. I'm out.